1, my report is all about Roland Barthes, the death of the author. Roland Barthes was a French literary theorist and philosopher. Writing with Zero, 1953, The Elements of Semiology, 1964, Essay, 1970, Lacan and Derrida. This image is Roland Barthes, 1950-1980, was born in Cherbourg, France. He was a French social and literary critic and as essayist, being a 20th century philosopher. Barthes studied structuralism, post-structuralism, and semiotics. He created various theories based around films, television, audience, and narratives. Next, Honor de Balzac Sabine. According to him, it was woman with her sudden fear, her irrational whims, her instinctive fears, her unprovoked bravado, her daring, and her delicious delicacy of feeling. Who is speaking? It is the story's hero, concerned to ignore the castrato concealed beneath the woman. It is the man Balzac, endowed by his personal experience with the philosophy of woman. It is the author Balzac, professing certain literary ideas of femininity. It is universal wisdom or romantic psychology. Next, primitive societies' narrative is never undertaken by a person but by a meditator, shaman, or speaker, whose performance may be admired. Thus is his mastery of the narrative code but not his genius. Modern figure produced not dubbed by our society. Insofar as at the end of the Middle Age, which English empiricism, French rationalism, and the personal faith of the Reformation, it discovered the prestige of the individual. Rules is Manual of Literary History in Biographies of Writers and Magazine Interviews. The image of literature to be found in contemporary culture is tyrannical, centered on the author, his person, his history, his tastes, his passions. Criticism still consists most of the time in saying that Baudelaire's work most of the time is the failure of the man Baudelaire. Van Gogh's work his madness. According to Stephen Mallarmé, it is language which speak, not the author. To write is to reach through a persisting impersonality, never to be confused with the constructing objectivity of the realistic novelist, that point where language alone acts, performs, and not oneself. The author is never anything more than the man who writes, just I is no more than the man who says, I language know a subject, not a person. Paul Ballarge. Roland Barthes, we know that a text does not consist of a line of words, releasing a single theological meaning, the message of the author God, but is a space of many dimensions in which are wedded and contested various kinds of writing, no one of which is original. The text is a tissue of quotation, resulting from the thousand sources of culture. Once the author is gone, the claim to decipher a text becomes quite futile. Once the author is discovered, the text is explained. The critic has conquered, hence it is scarcely surprising not only that. Historically, the reign of the author should also even that of the critic, but the criticism, even new criticism, shall be overthrown along with me, the author. At last, Balzac's sentence, it was woman with her sudden fears, her irrational whims, her intrinsic fears, her unprovoked bravado, her daring, and her delicious delicacy of feeling. A text consists of multiple writing, issuing from several cultures and entering into dialogue with each other, into parody, into contestation, but there is one place where this multiplicity is collected. United in this place is not the author, as we have here said, it was but that reader. We know that to restore to writing its future, we must overthrow the myth. The birth of the reader must be at the cost of the death of the author. Thank you.